This is rivalry. We have mom first impressions only, she says. We have Rachel's, if I don't win, someone's gonna die before we leave. And Zachary, I just wanna win. It's not fair. The game goes on.
If you're a homeschool mom who incorporates personal growth practices into her homeschool mom life and also looks to grow more confidence in how she's educating her children, then this Homeschool Mama Book Club is for you. If we haven't already met, I'm Teresa Wiedrick, the certified life coach and homeschool mentor found here. I'm thrilled to invite you to join the Confident Homeschool Mom Collective, where we come together for monthly book discussions to nurture our minds and our hearts for this homeschool mom journey. Join us to discover how our favorite authors can inform our homeschools and empower us to show up with purpose in both our homeschools and our lives. Sign up for the Homeschool Mama Book Club newsletter. You'll find that link below. You can be part of the newsletter or you can join us in monthly discussions. You don't need to read the book. I'll make sure to read the book. I know where your time lies and you can't read as many books as a graduated homeschool mom. That's why I read the books for you. But you are also invited to read the book, and we'll have a great discussion every month in the Confident Homeschool Mom Collective. What you allow yourself to think influences how you feel, and that influences how you act and how you engage in your homeschool life. And I know you want to show up intentionally in your homeschool. And who is the greatest influencer? It's you. I read a lot, and I know many of you do too. From homeschool-focused literature to self-development books, our reading list spans a wide spectrum. Whether you're reading ahead or catching up, our discussions about books that matter in your homeschool mom life will leave you enriched and engaged. This is what Whitney said about the Homeschool Mama Book Club. She said, I've really appreciated the book club this year. I've read some familiar authors and topics, but there are also titles and topics I hadn't considered, and I've really benefited from those. We're reading Growing Yourself Up for this month, and I'm finding it really pushing me in some areas I need to see growth. The ladies are also fun to chat with. I love that if we don't read the books, it's totally okay. Sometimes it's nice to scope out a book at the meetup and then read it later if it sounds interesting to me. Do you want to know what we've been reading in the book club this year? We read The Charge, Activating 10 Human Drives That Make You Feel Alive by Brendan Burchard. We read Teach Your Own, the John Holt book of homeschooling by John Holt and Pat Ferenga. Pat Ferenga is going to be on my podcast soon, the Homeschool Mama Self-Care Podcast. We read Growing Yourself Up, How to Bring Your Best to All of Life's Relationships by Jenny Brown. Also, Project-Based Homeschooling, Mentoring Self-Directed Learners by Lori Pickert. Hold Me Tight. Hold Me Tight, 7 Conversations for a Lifetime of Love by Dr. Sue Johnson. Unschooling to University, Relationships Matter Most in a World Crammed with Content by Judy Arnell. And next week, we'll have a discussion with Judy Arnell in the Homeschool Mama Book Club. So you definitely want to connect. Look for the Confident Homeschool Mom Collective below. The Homeschooling Option, How to Decide When It's Right for Your Family by Lisa Rivero. This book convinced me to homeschool. And my book, Homeschool Mama Self-Care, Nurturing the Nurturer. You're invited to participate in the Homeschool Mama Book Club. These are small group, authentic heart-to-heart conversations that help you nurture a sense of community and also connection here in British Columbia and around the world. Not only do I have conversations about books that matter, that can inform your homeschool mom life, I also have reading lists for you, not just your homeschool kids. In fact, the book lists are specifically designed for personal growth. There's a personal growth reading list for homeschool moms, a relationship building reading list for homeschool moms, and a homeschool mama reading list that's designed specifically for homeschooling. So if you're interested in any of those, check the links down below. I enjoy all the books that we read, but as a homeschool mom, I felt the responsibility not only for my kids' education, but I learned that their emotional and social development was my responsibility too. And that task, of course, can be daunting, as we all know, when we discover that this mothering thing can't be engaged flawlessly. No, it can't. It's perfectly imperfect at best. Then we learn there is no such thing as mothering perfectly, because we aren't perfect, we're not flawless. Then we discover we have a giant responsibility on our hands that could feel plenty overwhelming, or it could also feel freeing. And if you want to feel freer, we're required to do the internal work and have to show up to grow ourselves. This is where Jenny Brown's book, Growing Yourself Up, How to Bring Your Best to All of Life's Relationships, can be an invaluable resource for you, for any mom, for anyone. This happens to be one of our book club offerings this past few months, and if you want to explore the most important points from Jenny Brown's book and discuss how they apply to your homeschool mom personal growth, freeing you from an experience of overwhelm or dissatisfaction as you learn to incorporate growth practices that will bring you to a more authentic, harmonious homeschool family. And then join me in the Homeschool Mama Book Club this summer, because all the book offerings that we discussed in this past year we'll be discussing throughout the summer. Join us in the Homeschool Mama Book Club. You'll find the link below. So are you ready for it? Join us. And if you wouldn't mind, would you like this video so that other homeschool moms will learn about this too? Could you subscribe to this channel so that you get the next upcoming encouragements? If you want to stick around, would you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next week.